Let's discuss about the first problem, that is reading your own writes. Now let's say Alice sends a photo to the Instagram. So you'll have Instagram, and this Instagram writes to the leader server. Now what happens is the leader server is connected to multiple follower servers. Once the read happens, Alice sends another request, that is to read her comment. Now this time the Instagram tries to read from one of the follower where the leader hasn't yet replicated it. So what it sees, the old data here. Because of this, she's not able to read her own write, because it might take 5 seconds over here, or maybe it might take 10 seconds, and Alice read it after 2 seconds itself. So this is a terrible UX. User expects to see their own changes immediately. Even if other users can wait for 5 seconds, you must see your own changes. Let's discuss about some of the solution strategies. So strategy 1 can be read your data from leader. In the scenario, what we do is, if the user is trying to read its own data, it will read it from the leader. Otherwise, if they are trying to read someone else's data, they will perhaps read it from the follower. So it will be like, if user reading route read to leader. Now else route to any follower. In this case, how do you determine your own data? For user, you can find out the user ID from the request body or the request URL and then route it to the leader. Otherwise, if the request is from other users' data, then you can route to a follower data. Second strategy we can have is monotonic read. This we will discuss in the later section. Strategy 3 can be track your replication position. In this, when the user writes, leader responds success and responds the position in the log. So for example, if the position of append is line number 12,335, it will respond the position number. So the next time user tries to read its own data, it will send, I want the data from position 12345 or later and not before that. That way system routes to a follower that is at least at a position of 12345, right? So this strategy is used by LinkedIn and you should mention this in the interview. Strategy 4 is sticky sessions. In sticky session, all the users' reads and writes are routed to one single follower or server. So for example, if user A wants to read or it wants to write, all are routed to the server B if it is connected to server B. So they happens on the one server itself instead of routing to different server. That way, even one more thing is maintained, that is causality. Now, as per the interview perspective, and if you are applying for a staff level or higher positions, you can say that for read and write consistency, I'd implement a strategy where user reads their own data from the leader for 60 seconds post write and then fall back to sticky sessions with a preferred follower. This balances consistency with scalability. This answers you understand the trade-offs and it is suitable for a position that is L5+.